All right, everybody. Hope everybody's having a great day. We are here live for this month's elevator pitch. Each month, we join three IT vendors that each are going to give us their elevator pitch. They'll each have 10 minutes to go through and give us the who they are, what they do, and the value that they provide to you as MSPs. And we're very excited about having all three of our speakers today. First and foremost, we have our team from Datto. We've got Adam, and he'll be talking about BCDR. And then we have Mr. Steve Copeland with Rhythms, talking about 5G. And then we have Stephen with Synchro, and we'll be talking about PSA and RMM. I want to thank each of you guys for joining us today. I'm a little disappointed that I'm the only one that showed up in a costume, given that it's Halloween. I am the only one that dressed up. You guys didn't dress up at all, but if you guys can guess who I have dressed up as, then there might be a prize. So we'll see. Okay, dad jokes, dad humor. I don't hear laughing. It's a little
I
disappointing.
didn't want to interrupt. That I was letting you see if that had legs, and you're doing great. I think you're dressed
Exactly.
as Dan Two Jet Skis.
There you go. There you go. And so we're going to be kicking things off here in just a couple moments. We do have some exciting things. We have $250 of hard cold cash that we're going to give away. That $250 is going to be given away to one lucky MSP attendee. However, there is a catch. There's always a catch. You have to stay to the end, right? See what we do there? We want to keep you to the end, so that's when we give away that $250 cash. So, with that, we also have an opportunity once each of our presenters are done speaking to be able to show us any kind of demos, answer any additional questions in the demo rooms. You have the ability to bounce back and forth in the demo rooms, which is great. And so, a lot of exciting stuff from that perspective. With that being said, we're going to kick off in just another moment, but I just want to talk a little bit about, why we really are here. We are all looking to grow our business. We are looking to, yeah, obviously drive more revenue, more profit, but we also want to look for ways to be more efficient, more productive, more secure, and also deliver a better client experience. And we do that through just the evolving of our businesses by continuing to grow, add new things to our stack, and look for ways that we can become more sticky with our clients. And it is our job to continue to educate ourselves about what's out there. There are always new things that come out that can help us achieve those goals, check off some of those boxes. And so we are going to jump in right away to our first presenter, which is Adam. And Adam is with Datto. And let me go ahead and bring Adam in here. There we go. How are you doing today, Adam?
Excellent. Dan, very well, thanks. My guess for your costume was going to be, I'm getting almost like a Walter White kind of vibe, maybe a little Breaking Bad with the
Nice.
checkers and the kind of sandy
Yes.
tones there.
Totally it. Totally it. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. Those are great episodes, and I've actually watched them several times. So we're gonna start with you. We're gonna put you on the spot. Have you tell us one thing about Adam that nobody else knows? Well, maybe some people know, but it could be a hobby, it could be something that you're watching, a book you're reading, anything. What's something unique about you?
In the briefing call, we talked about this, and I completely fell flat on my face. I don't have a great fun fact, but I will say that for reading, I've been going through the Jack Reacher series, just kind of escapist fantasy, six
Yeah,
five ex-military cop going around just saving people, solving problems, and kicking butt. So I get away from my desk job and kind of go into his world and enjoy that.
that's awesome. Love it. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with you. We'll go ahead and start our counter right now. 10 minutes begins, and the floor is yours, my friend.
Beautiful. So we're on the clock. Bear with me just one moment while I bring this up here. And hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever it might be that you're dialing in from. As Dan mentioned, my name is Adam Margette. I'm the Senior Product Marketing Manager here at Kaseya Datto for our backup solutions. I actually originally came from Unitrends. I joined that company back in 2016. We were acquired by Kaseya about 3 years later, and we used to compete against Datto pretty heavily in the SMB space. And then we went through the merger acquisition with them in 2022, and I really got to dive into their technology. And I loved it. You know, how easy they make it for MSPs, how streamlined they make their solution. There are a lot of similarities to the Unitrends technology that I knew, the hardened appliance, turnkey cloud solution. But some of the controls that they give their MSP partners for that hybrid cloud DR, I think are really a game changer. So I'm excited to share that with you today. And I wanted to open up just by talking a little bit about what we see from our MSP partners, the thousands across the globe. And there's one solution that all of their customers buy. And that solution is backup. It's the last line of defense. It's typically your first security dollar that is spent, but not all backup programs or backup solutions are created equal. We ran a survey earlier this year across a broad base of small to mid-sized businesses, both inside and outside of the Kaseya ecosystem. And more than 60% of our survey respondents expected that they'd be able to recover from an outage or a downtime event in under 1 day. But the reality was only about 35 of them were able to, or 35% were able to do so. And this has to do with the approach that a lot of people take. A lot of them are fixated on backup, and there's a staggering lack of disaster recovery, from the planning to the architecture to the capabilities and even the testing. So a lot of these small businesses and your clients are taking a gamble that they'll be able to recover when they have to, but there's a direct correlation in the percentage of SMBs that don't have a DR plan and those that require more than 30 days or a month plus to recover from something like a ransomware attack. But people aren't always able to run DR tests as often as they would like to, or as often as they know that they should be, because it's expensive. It can be time consuming. You've got to set aside the time to build it, run the tests. You're maybe paying for infrastructure or additional services that testing runs on. But going back to backup, is that really what your clients value? The definition of backup is the procedure of making extra copies, so that if the original gets lost or damaged, we can put it back. Is that what your clients really want, more copies? You could do that with a USB drive down at Staples or Best Buy for a few dollars. What your clients really want is for their business to be immune to impacts on their system. What they need is resilience, that ability to resume operations when they are disrupted, rewind from an adverse event like a ransomware encryption event or a crypto locker, and ultimately have that testing so that you have 100% confidence in your ability to restore. And that's all that we ever think about or talk about here at Datto. Makes us a great time at cocktail parties. You know, if you've got a soiree coming up and you want to talk cyber resilience, we're here to share it with you. And that's our goal. Datto offers a turnkey cyber resilience platform to not only back up, but automate some of that end-to-end validation, testing, and recovery processes so that you can provide reliable resilience to your customers extremely efficiently. The platform is broken down into modules so that we can leverage the right method of backup for each of the workloads. Not all workloads are created equal. For some of those less critical, we've got what we would call backup and restore solutions, things like SaaS applications, email, maybe a shared marketing drive, remote workers, where we can still get a copy of that data up into the cloud. It'll be stored immutably. It's going to be recoverable, but we might be looking at minutes or hours for restore. For those more mission critical systems, that's where Datto BCDR and some of our hybrid cloud disaster recovery capabilities come in, where we've got some of those more advanced features to be able to virtualize and connect your downstream users to the recovery infrastructure very, very quickly. And we've been at this for a long time. Datto has been serving MSPs since 2007, and across all of our modules and backup solutions, we're seeing almost a million restores every year across 17 million users that our MSP partners are protecting. So with kind of that as the background, let's take a closer look at Datto BCDR. And ultimately, the Datto BCDR solution is really a platform versus a product. Datto is a modular, turnkey backup and recovery solution that's going to include everything that you see on the left. With a lot of products out there, they'll deliver the software, and then it's up to you to vendorize the rest of that solution. You're bringing in additional contracts, additional vendors, more support, more troubleshooting, whereas we're going to deploy an integrated hardware, software, and cloud stack. So we want to make it really easy for you to deploy, get your customers protected and accelerate that time to revenue for our MSP partners. It works pretty simply. You've got critical business systems, whether it's physical Windows or Linux, virtual infrastructure across VMware or Hyper-V, and we're going to back it up to our BCDR appliance. We can run that backup as often as every 5 minutes. And once we land on the appliance, we're going to run some advanced verification so that you know that those backups are recoverable. We're going to detect for ransomware with our patented anomaly detection. We're going to verify the systems are booting. We're going to execute PowerShell or Bash scripts against the application layer so that the services that we rely on, we know that they can be restored. Once we've verified those backups is good, we're going to replicate them offsite to the Datto cloud every hour, where they're stored immutably and they're stored hot so that they're instantly ready for recovery. When you need to restore, you could spin up on the local Datto device. There's very robust infrastructure. They're chock full of compute and RAM loaded with IOPS so that you can run as kind of a bridge until you can get local systems restored. You could also restore directly files and folders, export images directly from the device, or spin up virtually in the cloud and ultimately restore back to the local environment when you are ready to do so. But our goal is to ensure that you always know your path to recovery, again, with those tested, verified backups, the ability to recover in a hybrid scenario locally and in the cloud. Our one-click disaster recovery is a way of streamlining the runbooks and automation so you can build out the testing in the Datto cloud at no cost. Everything that we're doing is a flat fee service, so there's no additional charge for that cloud testing or that cloud infrastructure. And then once you've run your tests, your CPU and your RAM configurations, all of the networking that you need to connect those users, you can effectively replay those tests in a live DR as easy as reordering from your favorite fast food app. So if you want extra guacamole, extra queso, extra RAM, a hybrid virtual bridge, you can build all of that and then just turn it back on with one click and deploy that DR very quickly. Now, the foundation of Datto BCDR is in the appliances. And earlier this month, we released our latest generation, Datto Cirrus 6. And this was really listening to our partners' feedback and a lot of what our MSPs, folks like yourselves in the field, wanted to see. We had in earlier generations pretty robust server-grade hardware, but that was overkill for a lot of situations, and it could be challenging for some of our partners to deploy a rack mount server in some environments. So we brought back desktop form factors, 2 to 24 terabytes, and they're about 40% less expensive than the equivalent rack mount capacities. Maybe not for all of your mission-critical workloads, but they're server-grade components, and they're great for some of those smaller offices, a small law firm, a dental office, where maybe they don't have rack space. One of the big things is that we're using server-grade AMD EPYC CPUs in these machines. There are a lot of solutions on the market in that kind of smaller or desktop form factor that are using APUs, and the APU combines your CPU or your compute with your graphics or your GPU in a single chip, but GPU has no utilization during a DR event. So you're paying for 30, 40% of wasted silicon that's not going to help you restore and get customers back up and running quickly. In the rack, we have Intel models for better cost value. And then as we move upstream, we've brought in those AMD EPYC processors for larger workloads. And we've doubled the capacity. The previous generation went up to 60 terabytes. But as our partners are moving more into complex and mid-market environments, they need a little bit more space. So now we've expanded the lineup to 120 terabytes. We are really impressed and very proud of the improvements that we made generation to generation. So for any of some of the spec-oriented folks here, we saw big lifts in our mini PC form factor. It's all NVMe, excuse me, flash storage, and a generational improvement, 40% faster backups, 30% faster virtualization. And when we talk about that local virtualization, we're measuring in seconds. So we've gone from maybe 45 seconds down to 34 to boot that file server and host it directly on your Datto. In the smaller server class range, we've doubled the backup speeds. We've improved virtualization in the 12 to 36 terabyte range. As we move into more mid-market form factors, we've added in those AMD EPYC CPUs, 20% increase in the core count so we can better support more VMs or more concurrent workloads on the Datto, 75% faster backups, and an uptick in virtualization speeds as well. In our server class 2U models, we've added again those 80, 100, and 120 terabyte models. The AMD EPYCs deliver us 2.5 times the number of cores. Backups have increased by more than 1.5 times, and a 20% increase in that local virtualization. We've come to the end of my 10 minutes. I've talked too long. So before I turn it over, I just want to share our fast track program for new partners. We're offering 50% off service for your first free appliances, free to use hardware, and free white glove onboarding. Happy to chat more in the breakout room.
Excellent. Adam, thank you so much for that. I do know that a lot of great things came out of DattoCon, and there's a lot of great buzz within our community about some of the changes that you guys made, on the Datto side. So that's very cool. And in two, one of the beauties is being able to, fail over. The end of the day, our job as MSPs are to make sure that our clients are operational. However, when disaster does strike, to be able to fail over at the local appliance level or in the cloud is exactly what needs to be done to be able to help those clients out. So greatly appreciate that. We're going to move on to our next presenter. We have Mr. Steve Copeland, and there is Steve. How are you doing today, Steve? You're in Philadelphia.
I am. I am in my hometown. So I'm very,
You're in
very
your
excited.
hometown.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Having
That's,
cheesesteaks with a lot of people. So it's good.
that's awesome. It's good. It's great to have you here, and we do need to hear about something unique about Steve, which I don't know, man. I mean, I think we all know about Steve Copeland. I mean, it's there's so much, and it can't be Star Wars because everybody knows you're a Star Wars guy,
Well,
unless
you know what? Not a lot of people do. You want to hear a very fun fact? I have
yes,
a
go for
six-year-old
it.
stepdaughter. So my
Okay.
six-year-old stepdaughter did not know I was Chewbacca until last week. So I have a Chewbacca costume, and she has always seen Chewbacca and gone to these moments with me, and she's never
Yeah.
seen Chewbacca and me in the same room. So we actually told her, I think it was last Wednesday, we had to sit down because I'm doing it for Halloween, and we sat down and talked to her, and I go, Chewbacca. And I've never, just seeing the joy and confusion in her face was one of the best moments. Watching her go,
That's sweet.
wait,
Yeah,
and like literally eyebrows going up. It was great. So yeah, she just found out I was Chewbacca.
that is
So
awesome. Well, Steve, we're going to turn things over to you.
yes,
Your 10 minutes begins now, and you have the stage, my friend.
awesome. Thank you. I'm going to share my screen. Actually, you know what? I'm not. We're going to talk about stuff, and we're just going to riff off of it.
There you go.
I don't get to do a cool little demo. I don't get to do cool little stuff because what I do is 5G. We bring the internet where it's not supposed to be, and we enjoy doing that. It has been. There we go. Oh, we're actually gonna share a screen. Can you guys see it pretty good? We should be up and running right now. So let's talk about this: taking control of your business, taking control of how things are happening. I was in the space for a while. Some of you know me, some of you don't. I ran an MSP. I left for about 12 years. But one of the coolest things about leaving was getting a new perspective and getting a new understanding from a different piece. And we were promised something that was amazing. That promise was efficiency, scalability, freedom. It was the cloud, this great big thing that was out there. And this cloud was absolutely amazing until we figured out it was just a lie. It's out there. Things are going onto those pieces, but there is no cloud. It's just someone else's computer. And Adam was saying earlier how we do those GPUs and where that backup came. But it really is just somebody's computer, and it's still relying on one of the oldest pieces of technology that we have. This cable, this tiny little cable that is a failure, a tether. It's a single point right now. And when it fails, and it always does fail, it gives you no access to everything that's out in the cloud now: ERP, account system, CRM. Right now, as an MSP, connectivity is your brand. It is literally the biggest moment that you have. Because I know as an MSP, I would get this call: the internet's down, you broke it, or you'd have to call Spectrum, talk to them for a little bit. And they always said, we can see your system out there after you went through 15 different prompts. We can see our piece, it's you. And it never really is. And the worst part is nobody's actually charging for it. So even if you're making a little bit of money, if you're making something from being a partner with whatever connectivity pieces there, you're getting what's called a spiff, you're still not in control. So we came up with business in a box. That's what Rhythms is. It's a 5G internet solutions, multiple different radios. So when I say radios, it's 3 different pieces. We connect to all 3 different carriers. And we do it based on 3 pillars. Instant, our box takes 5 minutes to set up and it's on. Untethered, meaning it's carrier agnostic. And when we really did that, we needed to be AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. T-Mobile's actually killing it. And more importantly, it's effortless. For the MSP, we want to give you as little problems as possible, unlike a lot of different IT companies out there, ISPs. When I say instant, I really do mean it is 5 minutes on. Instant disaster recovery. Internet goes out, you're in there. More importantly, what if I know nobody's ever had this call where they call and say, hey, we open an office on Monday. Can you have the internet for us by Wednesday? When I say instant disaster recovery, also means those pieces. Untethered, carrier agnostic. I don't rely on Verizon. I don't rely on T-Mobile. I don't rely on AT&T. I rely on them bonded together. Satellite, WAN, does not matter which one it is. We are on those pieces ready to go. I always hated this word, failover. Something has to fail for it to fail over. The best part about having that hot swappable piece is there's always that 1 megabit heartbeat that's still happening and it never really truly fails over. We take that and make it a different kind of solution. And that solution is bonded into there. So they're actually getting more bandwidth. And the only thing that happens is they get less if it fails. And you're able to make that phone call instead of, hey, the internet's out, Steve, I need something to fix. You actually get to make a cool phone call and go, hey, the internet's going to be a little slower. We've got it. We're on it. We're already on the combat. And effortless. The zero drag operation. We handle all of the corporate pieces with Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, US Cellular. I can run on consumer cellular if I wanted to. Anything that we need to do, we actually handle those pieces. So when I say zero drag operation, we're already yelling. And those of you that do know me in the channel know I do like to yell at vendors. It's one of my favorite things. As a vendor, it's fun to say that, but we actually do and work with those. This is a net new opportunity. We're not here to replace. You don't need to rip out box number 1, box number 2. We're here to give you a net new opportunity and make money. Because as this industry is changing, and it's changing a lot, moving into the why of technology and getting into that different piece of, instead of tickets, let's talk about how we connect you. With our MSP, we're able to say, we'll have you critical line of business apps, we'll have 2-hour guaranteed SLA, unless Microsoft goes down, because it never goes down, or Azure. Numbers are 20 to 50% margins. You're literally getting those right now. So we've got partners that are overcharging on boxes. We've got a partner that raised, they could never sell backup internet or anything in there. And they came back in and they go, we're going to raise you monthly $15 a user and you're going to have backup internet. So being able to actually bring in a solution and do that piece of it. When we talk about it, I'm actually at an event. I'm at an ASCII event. There are 3 events per day in our industry right now. 3. I know because I'm having to go to a lot of them. Your industry is having the same pieces happen right there. Every one of your clients has these events, has these moments that are happening with them. And there's a monopoly. The most important and profitable piece at a hotel is their internet. And when I say it, they're charging $12,000 for 10 megabits. We did Phoenix Fan Fusion. I'm a nerd. We made the joke about Star Wars. I like to dress up as a stormtrooper, Chewbacca as well. We did one big one at Phoenix Fan Fusion. They were going to charge a gaming company $2,000 a day for a guaranteed 256 up and down. 256 megs up and down. We're breaking that monopoly. If you can go to your partners and go, not only can we bring that internet, you don't need to charge $1,000 or $2,000. We're going to actually give you that internet right now, and we're going to capture leads for you. You change the game. 5 minutes, not 6 months. Plug in, go there. Event margins are 40 to 60%. We have one of our partners that just spun up a whole website. We're helping with SEO just to do events. So just so we're clear, our 3 pillars: instant, untethered, and effortless. There's one more thing. What if the internet's the problem? What if you have an incident? What if you have a moment? Somebody's been ransomware, somebody's has a data breach, whatever piece you want to call it. And please don't call it a hack. You have this crisis. We bring an instant internet, instant clean network. How do you survive with that? You bring it in as an incident response piece, and that incident response piece comes in. You're there and able to clean and bring them over. Nope. So that was my speech. I think I'm at the 10 minutes. Are we good right there?
You
Did I
did
get it?
awesome. You did
All right.
awesome.
All right.
You
I'm
know,
gonna
and
stop share.
yeah, and let
Oh,
me
I just saw my face. Oh, by the way, demo. I'm running
yes.
on my box right now.
Woo.
There we go.
And I can attest to that. We've leveraged Rhythm's 5G at for sure one event, possibly two. I can't
Yeah.
recall, but
Yeah.
podcasting, and I can attest to the high speeds that we got. Much different than the snag that
Hotel
we were
Wi-Fi.
dealing with hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I got a fun fact to share. I mean, ever since Rhythms came out, I don't know if you guys knew this or not, but AOL stopped servicing people. I mean, they went out of business. AOL's
Did
gone.
they? Yeah. Well, that one guy, when you went and looked at it, he used to cheer, right?
Right, exactly. AOL is no longer. So, I mean, you
Yeah.
know, Steve, you know, you may have been the
I finally
last.
put that nail in. Jeez, thank
Yes,
God.
exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I hated those chat rooms, man.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Steve, thank you so much. We're going to move on to our next speaker. We're going to go from one Steve to a Steven. And Steven, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I love your background, man. That is very cool. Very cool.
Appreciate it. Yeah, we got a couple good ones. This was the flavor of the day.
That is cool. So I know you're going to tell us. I noticed the XMM there or XMM. You're going to tell us about that shortly, but we're going to jump into something unique about Steven that somebody might not know. Something you're doing, you know, in your spare time. You know, a show you're watching, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of piggyback off everyone else. I just started to rewatch Breaking Bad, so we're
Nice.
doing that. So the whole Walter White thing kind of came right to fruition.
Yeah.
I've also never seen Steve and Chewbacca in the same room together, so take that as you may. No, but no, just kidding. No,
Yeah.
I live down here in Florida. I'm a big golfer. I know that's weird to say. Someone that lives in Florida likes to play golf, but
Right. 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 Right.
that's a big thing. So club champion here at our club, and I was a state champion in high school as well. So couple
Nice.
trophies up on the mantle.
Very cool. It's great to hear people's hobbies and things they do outside of technology because you know we have to have a life outside of tech, right? I
Right.
mean, we got to
We're real
recharge.
people.
We are. Yes, exactly.
I'm
So we're
not
gonna
just
go
this
ahead and
person in a 2x2 box.
right, right. We're gonna go ahead and start your timer right now. You are officially on the clock.
All
The floor
right.
is yours.
Very cool. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and share that screen there. Everyone should be able to see that now. But welcome everybody. I know more and more people have been jumping in as we started here. But my name's Steven. I'm here to talk about Synchro, the first XMM platform. So like Dan said, it's in my background. It's going to be a lot of different slides that you see XMM all over the place. But essentially, what we're doing is unifying a couple different pieces that MSPs are constantly in daily into one platform. So, um, like we. Like I mentioned there, my name's Stephen Horn. I'm a strategic account executive over here at Synchro. So I handle a lot of the day-to-day sales operations. So I'm usually your first point of contact. helping you out through that entire process. But just kind of a little introduction there. But what we're going to kind of do today, obviously, I only got 10 minutes, but we're going to maximize that time. So we're going to go through a couple key points, and a lot of that is going to be, okay, who are we at Synchro? What do we do? What's the current landscape of the IT environment? And then how are we fixing some of those pain points that everyone's doing, or that everyone's experiencing? And then from there, most important thing, I'm going to showcase our pricing. We don't hide it. It's right on our website. We're going to give you the goods right off the bat. So let's go ahead and kind of dive in a little bit. But who are we at Synchro? And what we're doing here is we're building the operating system of the future for the IT professional. So by unifying your remote management and monitoring, your PSA and Microsoft 365 all within one unified platform, combining that with powerful automation, AI, taking everything to make your lives as IT professionals easier and to push you on that path to succeed on the day-to-day. So what we've done, and we kind of base this around 3 pillars, right? So XMM is extended management and monitoring. So traditionally, you would have your RMM, you would have your PSA, you're jumping into Microsoft 365. We took all of that and got rid of those legacy days of having multiple platforms. So you don't need to have those API connections of saying, oh, we're an integrated platform. No, we truly are. It is unified. We push everything together. So now that you have your RMM and your PSA, that's talking together. They're in one window. You can now bring in Microsoft 365 and proactively manage that, right? Take end user actions by securing identities or identity management within that. You can monitor drift by attaching baselines to those tenants and then simply creating those assessments all with one click directly within the platform. Recently released last month, earlier this month, actually, we're still in October. You can now handle when the unexpected happens as well too. So you can react with secure backups that protect the users and the identities, ensuring fast recovery from data loss and identity threats just around Microsoft 365 and that infrastructure of Entra as well. So Synchro is truly built to build your business. I did mention those 3 pillars. So those 3 pillars that we really focus on. So Synchro unifies, obviously, like we were talking about, those 3 sections that MSPs and IT professionals deal with on a daily basis, but it boils down into these 3 spots. So simplify, reduce your operational complexity by integrating those platforms together, right? Microsoft 365 is done in a multi-tenanted platform. Bring the secure aspect to it, control or secure your customers' infrastructure, upgrade their monitoring, secure the baselines, and then scale by unlocking those efficiencies and revenue to succeed in the future. So with those 3 pillars, we're truly built for growing MSPs and IT teams to continue on with everything. And we do all of this with a simple per user pricing, granting you unlimited endpoints and no required contracts. Now, let's take a current look at where we're at right now, right? I mean, there's a couple different things that MSPs and IT professionals are dealing with on a daily basis. And really, it boils down into 3 categories. There's a pretty large IT skills shortage. The demand for IT professionals is far outpacing that supply. We're managing multiple single point vendors, right? It increases security risks and compliancy concerns. We're constantly adapting to new technology. I know no one on this call has heard of the buzzword AI, right? It's a constant thing that we're dealing with every single day. So what that allows for us to do, and this kind of breaks down into a little bit relating to MSPs and then internal teams as well, MSPs are under more pressure than ever. They're facing tool sprawl, a highly competitive environment, rising security threats, margin challenges, and talent scarce. So all of those are things that we have to worry about on a daily basis. For IT teams, it doesn't get any easier. They're facing a significant challenge because they're responsible for ensuring the technology enables their company to conduct its business efficiently. Things aren't running efficient, the first door they're knocking on is the IT department. So what do we do over here at Synchro that allows us to fix that issues? So why us? How do we help? Well, What we're doing over here is to help MSP secure, simplify, and scale, right? Those three pillars that we talked about, which will inherently help grow the business's profitability. So whether you're looking to be a low-cost provider, specialize in a specific vertical, or deliver a differentiated service, Synchro can help you amplify all of those strengths by providing those tools that you need on a given basis. And we're going to do all of that by giving you that complete solution, lightning fast implementation, and a rapid return on investment. For IT departments, pretty similar story. Our mission is to still help them simplify and automate their operations so they can shift more from a reactive approach into a more strategic, proactive portion that helps them elevate their business day, simplifying their day to day with automation, saving them time, and having a solution that is flexible to their specific environment, right? So there's always something that can do and always something that can benefit in these specific ways. But this is stuff that we deal with on an everyday basis. Now, I can sit up here and talk all day long, but I'd be remiss if I obviously didn't put something that our customers said within there. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these, but I am going to just point out little simple portions, right? Like the first line of this, what I love about Synchro the most is simplicity. It's unified. You can continuously go through, everything is seamless. It's a user-friendly interface. This one I am going to read because I do think it really just kind of highlights who we are. But I love the platform. I love the people. I love the community. I'll continue to use Synchro because our team loves it and it makes our day-to-day operation stress-free. And this one stands out to me the most because it truly does encompass what we do here at Synchro. And that word is community. Everyone is in this to push everyone to get better. And our platform is helping those people do that. Now for the important piece, right? Everyone always wants to know, hey, what is this going to cost me? Do I have to, sign any long-term contracts? Do I have to do any of these different things? So no, we took that and went the opposite way, right? It's simple, it's predictable. It allows you to scale and grow with the options suitable for each scenario, right? We don't require contracts. There are no forced onboarding. There's no forced onboarding costs. And more importantly, it's unlimited, completely unlimited endpoints. So you can bring as many devices as you want, and you never have to worry about signing a client and wondering, okay, what cut does my RMM get? No need to worry about that anymore. Now, obviously, we're the ideal choice for growing MSPs and IT teams. So focused on those three pillars of secure, simplify, and scale will unlock your efficiency to reduce your complexity and secure your clients. Obviously, we're going to go into breakout rooms and things like that. And I look forward to showing you more about it, kind of pulling up the interface and things like that too. But my contact information is there for anybody that wants it. But look forward to seeing you. And then back to you, Dan.
Awesome, Stephen. Thank you so much. A lot of great information, and definitely, I love the three pillars, and also just that incorporation of the 365 into that as well. Just one more thing of making it easier for MSPs in managing their overall operations. So, Stephen, thank you so much. And
Of course.
we're going to do is go into our next segment here. I do want to make sure everybody knows this is being recorded and will be up on our YouTube channel. I mentioned that because it's been brought to our attention that a lot of our audience, we had over 50 people that registered for this event. We're not getting notifications on logging in from Zoom. So we're doing some research on that, trying to figure that out. We had to go through and push out new notifications, and you'll see that quite a few people started joining us here. All right, everybody. So a few things. We do have that $250 cash. So please hang tight till the end here. We are going to be opening up our demo rooms, but before we do that, we're going to throw a poll out right now, which should be appearing on your screen, and go ahead and fill that out. Which of our three vendors, Datto Rhythms or Synchro, or all of the above that you want to hear from, and we'll pass this information on to them. So go ahead and fill that out so that these fine gentlemen can follow back up with you. So now our next segment, we're going to be opening up our demo rooms. They're actually called breakout rooms within the Zoom software. At the bottom of your screen, there is a button that is 4 squares, and it says breakout rooms. And when we open those up, you'll be able to click on that pick which breakout you want to start with. So you might start with one room, learn what you need to, jump over to the other room. You're able to bounce back and forth. If at any time you have a question about how to get into a demo room, how to move to a different room, just throw a message in chat or send us a message directly to Talon or myself, and we will help you with that. So what's going to happen in the demo rooms is you have the ability to be able to just, learn some additional information. If you want to see something hands-on, you might be able to see that. Unfortunately, Steve's not going to be able to show you anything hands-on just because, it's a box, it's an awesome box, right? And but he'll be able to tell you all about it and also about some other things related to that. So why don't we go ahead and open up our demo rooms and make sure you hang tight until the end when we bring you back off stage, and then we will give away that $250.